We no longer have a whiteboard. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. This is a winning lottery ticket. Am I holding it, Lisa? I read a story earlier this year, and it is by Stuart McLean, and it is called The Lottery Ticket. Stuart McLean hosts the Vinyl Cafe on CBC Radio, and he also has written a collection of stories by the same name. Now, the Vinyl Cafe talks about a family headed by Dave and Morley, and they have 2 kids, Sam and Stephanie. And this story talks about a grandfather, the grandfather of Stephanie's boyfriend, and he keeps an unscratched lottery ticket. He claims that this is the winning ticket. He tells anybody who will sit still long enough to listen, what would you do with $1 million? Imagine that you won $1 million. What would you do with it? Now, he will listen to whoever it is talking, listen carefully. After they are finished, he will say, are you sure? Is that really what you want to do? Is that your heart's desire? And then they'll have to think about it again. The process will start all over again. So I considered this grandfather's question. And like I do about a lot of things, I researched and I analyzed, trying to figure out logically, what would I do if I won $1 million? I went online, and I found an article that discussed what you would do with whatever amount of money. It suggested you approach it strategically. You figure out on a very small whiteboard how much you think that you might make or want to make in your career each year. Multiply that by the number of years that you think you might want to be working total. You would come up with a figure, some sort of figure. That will be your cap. That is the most money that you could possibly win. Now, if I were to think about this logically, I'm never going to win $2.1 million. So, $1 million. I'm going to plan for $1 million. This article suggested that you keep that as your cap, and as you're thinking about what you would do with this money, you can work towards those goals in real life, with the added bonus that you would get that amount of money all at once. So what would I do with $1 million on my winning lottery ticket? Well, I would spend 10% of that on charities, but not all at once. I would split it up to different charities and split it up over different years. Maybe give so much annually to each charity. And the reason why I would do this, I've been touched by many charities and many issues in my life through either directly or family and friends. And I believe that you want to be able to give that money to people. When you have an issue in your life, I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to say that I have the funds available to me to do that. There's a reason for that. It's good to be able to contribute to other people. You don't know how much time other people have given you in their lives, the people who are close to you, so it's good to be able to give back to people. Now, I would also give some money to my family and friends, and after I've done all of that, that's about half of my money gone. What would I do with the rest of that money? Well, I'd get a condo, probably a cat or a couple of pets, and I would also use some of that money for a woodworking shop. One of my rooms in my house, a woodworking shop for all my projects, that kind of thing. And that's about it. Okay, so I need to figure out what my notes are. More I thought about winning the lottery. I have these notes, yes. More I thought about winning the lottery. This has to be the only focus. The more I thought about winning the lottery, the more I thought about what I could do to improve myself. Probably work with a career coach to figure out how I'm going to get that money. I'd spend some more time volunteering, maybe take a gourmet cooking class, and I'd also invest in an opportunity to improve my communication skills. Then I realized that this dream isn't only about winning the money, although winning the money would be really nice. So, okay, it is in part about winning the money, but it is also about thinking about what you would do in the future if you won that money. What would you do with that money? Specifically, what would you do with that money if you won it? And trying to think of ways that you can plan over time to reach these goals, even without having the money, and working towards those dreams. So, when I win this $1 million, I will have at least believed in that dream and worked towards that dream, even when I didn't have the money. Believed in that silly little dream and had some fun while I was doing it. I will have allowed myself to have a heart's desire and become a better person for it. Now, because money itself, money can cause no end of problems. So that's why it is much better to stick with dreams.